Okay, so I believe Hearthstone. Well, I know I'm a little bit behind, but anyways, let's get right into it. So Blast Way. This is a 5 mana mage spell. Deal 2 damage to all minions. Overkill. Add a random mage spell to your hand. Seems pretty decent. I don't know. It's just why would you use this over like Dragon's Fire? And I wonder how like the overkill actually works. Does it have to overkill on one minion, or does it have to trigger all the minions? It's a little confusing. But anyways, like, why would you take this instead of Dragon's Fury? That's what I don't get. I guess that's another board clear, but still. Soup Vendor. 2 mana neutral, 1/4. Whenever you restore 3 or more health to your hero, draw a card. Seems okay. It's just I don't know if you'll ever be able to actually do this. It would have to be in like some like maybe super or combo priest or like some aggro deck. But Fungal Enchanters, that restores 2. You would have to hero power. That'd be 5. I mean, restoring 3 health is pretty hard because Voodoo Doctor only does 2, Enchanter does 2. So I know. I guess there's a couple healing that you can do. There's a couple other combos that you can run. So you can run this in like a Zulak or something. But yeah, seems overall decent. 2 mana on 4. It's still pretty okay. Rabble Bouncer. 7 mana, 2/7 taunt. Costs 1 less for each enemy minion. Pretty decent. Like, even though it's a 2/7, it's still pretty decent. It's kind of just like a sizable taunt that you just want to be able to stop your opponent from like whacking themselves. But I guess if you're facing like a Baku Paladin, they're gonna have level up, so or upgrades, so kind of falls off a little bit. But in terms of like, if your opponent has like 4 minions, 3 mana 2/7 is pretty decent. That's like a Darkrai Defender, but I think it will see some play. Plus, there's a like Blessing of Knights that you can run. You can run like a Steed, Serenite, Taskmaster. Well, man, 2/3, so stats are pretty nuts for a 1-drop. Death Rattle summon a 0/3 free agent taunt for your opponent. Mm. I mean, overall, I think this will probably be the best 1-drop. And like the 0/3 is not necessarily the worst case scenario. You can run these in Baku decks as well. Like that 0/3 really doesn't mean anything. Stopping 3 damage isn't gonna stop the decks from like getting out of control because having a 2/3 is pretty nuts. Predatory Instincts. This is probably a Hunter card. Oh no. This is a Druid card. Okay. 4 mana. Druid rare spell. Draw a beast from your deck. Double its health. Pretty okay. You can run some pretty interesting combos. It's just the only real like I don't know. It's just not a lot of beast. Well, I guess there is the Druid quest. I guess they play a little bit of beasts. But other than that, like Hadronox decks, Hadronox is a beast. You don't want to double its health because you want it to die as quickly as possible. Usually they just naturalize it. That way your opponent can't silence or hex it. Because if they hex it, like you're pretty much screwed. But yeah, overall pretty decent. You can like it's just what are some big beasts? It's just I guess Ultrasaur pretty decent, but your opponent will probably be able to silence or hex it or something. So and then you can pull some interesting bone mirror combo. Make it unkillable beast. Haunting visions. This is a warlock spell. Oh, this is a shaman, sorry. The next spell you cast this turn costs 3 less. Discover a spell. And pretty nuts, especially for like Shadowwalk Shaman. Being able to summon like maybe like a lightning storm and healing rain and in turn is pretty nuts. And you get to discover a spell, so that means you could get some pretty sizable thing that you more answers, is what I'm trying to say. But I think that's why we play in Shadowwalk Shamans. Can't fight an even shaman. Maybe some type of token shaman. I mean, it has potential to be pretty decent. You know, you have like a 2-mana Bloodlust. You know, to scum another Bloodlust. You can even do like the Shaman legendary spell, transform all your minions into legendaries. That turns into 4 mana, so pretty decent. So, has potential to be pretty interesting. Huh. Forgot where we were at. Oh, Princess Talanji. I heard about this. Priest card. 8 mana. 7/5 Battlecry. Summon all minions from your hand that didn't start in your deck. So, I think it's pretty weak. You would have to play some type of like stealth steel priest. You would have to run like Archbishop Benedict and stuff. You would have to run like Thought Steel. It's just this card needs a lot of help in order to like to do well. I guess you have Calamos, pretty decent, but eh. I mean, I know she is a priest, but my gosh, really, they thought of just this? I mean, there's some interesting combos that you could pull off, but it's just we've been seeing what, like Spiteful Dragon Priest. We've been seeing like some Uber combo decks, but I don't know. I think they really butchered that. But I will have Princess Talanji as this thumbnail. Oh, it's a Murloc. Yeah, I heard about this. 4-mana, 3/2. Murloc. Neutral Murloc. That'll draw 2 Murlocs from your deck. Seems okay. A little expensive, but I guess you get to draw two Murlocs from your hand deck, so overall pretty okay. I guess if it was, maybe they should have made it like a 3-mana 3/2, but it's just when you get to the later stages in the game, you'd rather play like a Mega Sword than this. But I think it will be played in Murloc decks. Because I feel like they do run out of... Is this a warrior weapon? I believe this is a warrior weapon. But anyways, this is a weapon, 3-mana, 2/4. After you play it, well, I'm going to look it up now. Maybe I should look these weapons up because I always have some issues. I feel like it is, though. I still have a lot. We're not even going to look it up. What the balls? I still have so much I have to do, jeez. Overlord's Whip, 3-mana, 2/4. I mean, pretty decent weapon. But after you play a minion, deal 1 damage to it. So, pretty interesting weapon. I think it will be playable. Doing 1 damage to your minion is not necessarily the worst, especially if you can like play a deck around it. You know, you have level up, that becomes a 3. That becomes a 15 damage weapon. 3/5? Jeez. Pretty nuts. In terms of like, you can play some like interesting enrage like warrior. You know, you play Gromash, pretty like I can face no longer, and all that good stuff. So I think it will be played. Spirits of the Raptor. 1 mana, 0/3, stealth for 1 turn after your hero attacks and kills a minion, draw a card. Pretty decent. You could use this in some type of Baku decks. It has even or an odd cost card. I was looking at something there. But yeah, overall pretty okay. Especially if you can play this early. You can keep this alive. Pretty decent. Guess something like a Tar Creeper to protect this as well, so. I feel like the only real way that it will work is if you run like Baku decks with Druids. Grifter. So this is a neutral legendary, 4 mana, 4/5. Battle card, discover 2 cards, give one to Give one to your opponent at random. So, I mean, overall pretty decent in terms of stats. 4 mana, 4/5 is okay. It's just this card does have some RNG aspects in it. You know, you can give your, for heaven's sakes, you could give like your opponent a gusting. I just hope you know like what you give your opponent. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you know you could like discover 2 cards. You can discover like a Death Knight. You can discover a Deathwing. So and you give it to your opponent at random. It's not like you can pick the better one and give your opponent the worst one. You could get the worst one in this scenario. So I don't know. Maybe playable. I don't know. It's just it depends how RNG aspect it comes with. 6 mana, 3/3 Mage Elemental. Battle cry if you played an Elemental last turn, deal 3 damage to all minions. Pretty decent. Stats are pretty weak, but like it is used as a board clear. It's a Dust Breaker. But it does cost a little bit more to play 2 extra turns for Dust Breaker, or for this card. Arcanosaur. You run this in some type of elemental decks. When I do play elemental decks, I try to keep tempo, and I feel like sometimes you do lackluster in terms of board clears. So this could like bring out elemental tempo mage. So has potential. Fariki Battle Axe. Why don't they have the outline? Oh, this is a Paladin card, I believe. Yeah, this has to be a Paladin card. 5 mana, 3/3. Overkill, give a minion in your hand +2/2. So I like what Blizzard's trying to do. They're trying to bring back like Mean Streets. Honestly, I love that. Being able to like play like buff Paladin. And like there is a little bit of like buff locks as well, but it's just this card does need a lot more help in order for this to work. Because you know, like back in Mean Streets, you could play like Smugglers runs, and you had like Enforcers, and you had like all that stuff, and you had the 2 mana battle card give all minions in your hand +1/+1. So just needs a lot more help. Whereas like the stuff, Glowstone Engineer, you have like Glowstone Engineer, and then you have like Valenier, and then you have that weapon, the 5 mana weapon. It's just super like it's just really hard to like pull off the buff Paladin because usually your opponent's gonna kill you by like turn 5 or 6. That's the only issue. Grim Rally, destroy a friendly minion, give your minions +1/+1. So pretty interesting terms of good terms of Zoolock. You know, giving all your minions +1/+1 it's really starting to do like a PSD, like token Druid back in Mean Streets with Lotus, Mark of the Lotus, And like you can destroy minion. You can do some pretty interesting value trade and then just like buff all your minions. You could even run like Devil Sword eggs. You can destroy that, give it 1/1. I think that will be played. You could maybe even use that in like control locks too. Especially if you want to play your Death Knight, like the next turn you can just like kill your Void Lord. And then you can give your Void Walkers like +1/+1s. So pretty interesting. To Atomic Smash! Okay, so 1 mana Shaman spell, deal 2 damage, overkill, summon a basic totem. Pretty okay. It's just, why would you need to play this when, I feel like the only real interesting combo you can pull is like an Alikir combo. There's what, that 5 mana if you have all the basic totems, summon Alikir. So, yeah, I guess it's okay. And you can run this in some type of like Baku. Honestly, I might make that deck. You could play like some type of like Baku, like summon Alakir deck, because this is a one mana. This is odd. So, and with Baku, you can pick what totems you want. It's just trying to keep the totems alive. That's the only real issue. I mean, it wouldn't be necessarily a top tier deck, but yeah, you can. I mean, it's all about theory crafting and stuff. So, Spear the Frog. About a couple more cards and we'll be good. 3 mana 0/3. Stealth for 1 turn. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a spell from your deck that costs 1 more. So, Showrock Shamans have what? Lightning Storm, Healing Rain, that's the same cost. Volcano is 5. So you're skipping a 4. 4 cost spell. I guess Hex. Yeah, I guess Hex. You can play Hex. Maybe this will be played in Showrock Shaman, I believe. It's just after they get to... The only thing they have is Lightning Storms, Hexes, and Volcanoes. Other than that, they're out of Blurry Clears, so... Then you have Hagatha. Crowd Roaster. 7 mana, 7/4. Oh my goodness. If you're holding a dragon, deal 4 damage to an enemy minion. Like the 7 attack is pretty interesting, but the 4 health makes it to where it dies to Ghosting, like 3/4 drop. That's what it boils down to. I feel like you want to play this. You probably want to save this. I guess you could run like... You can have like maybe something like a Worm Guard and you can protect this. Guess you have like Powered Shield, make this a 7/6. Not necessarily the worst case scenario, but I just feel like this card's too late. But I guess it is like a late game card that you can use. Deal 7 damage to minion. That pretty much kills almost every minion except for like a couple like 8 drops. 8 and up drops, so has potential to be pretty interesting. Ackley the Rhino. 8 mana 5/5. Rush. Overkill, draw a rush minion from your deck, give it 8/8. Or give it +5/+5. So pretty decent. This could be used. It's a little bit latish in the game, but has potential to be pretty interesting. I will probably use this in my Temple Warrior. It's just 8 mana 5/5 is pretty weak, especially you get Greymane becomes like what, a 9/9, so pretty nuts. That's potentially a very interesting combo. You don't necessarily need to just run Gray or Darius, not Gray Man Darius. I'm so stupid. Darius Crowley. He has potential to be pretty decent. You can run like a Worgen. That's still a Worgen's would be at least a 8/8, and if it like trades, it has like maybe like a little less health, but overall pretty interesting. I think this card will be played some type of Temple Warrior. It's just the 8 mana 5/5 is pretty weak, but overall you get 8 mana for 8 mana 10/10 worth of stats. So I think it's pretty nice. But anyways, that's it for me. I'll probably post a video later. I think I'll only do one more video and then I'll do the rest maybe on like Thursday or Friday. We are coming very close to Rastkhan's Rumble. Less than a week, 6 days. So, pretty interesting. A lot of exciting things for Hearthstone. I can tell you, Hearthstone expansions are just like Christmas. They're so fun, open, especially the first 10 card packs. What legendary am I going to get? What epic am I going to get? But anyways, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your Wednesday. I'll post a video after this. I'm going to eat and then I will post another video later. But anyways, like I said, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye-bye.